All right, we're on week 4, day 3. Let's go ahead and start with question 1. And it looks like in this one, all I did was straightforward questions. Gave you a break from the word problems. So the 12 is being subtracted from the p. So the first thing I'm going to do is add it to both sides. Negative 5 plus 12 is going to give me a positive 7. So that was number 1. By this day of the week, we should be whipping those easier ones out like nobody's business. Don't let the parentheses fool you in this one. It's just to keep it organized and look prettier. It's still being subtracted. Remember, if you took hands-on fun of rational numbers with me, I taught you that you can't have two signs beside each other. It doesn't make any sense. I can't add, subtract 9. Can't do both functions. So I have to decide which one wins. When they're different signs, it is always subtract, okay? So the 9 is actually being subtracted from the w, which means I have to add the 9 to both sides of the equation. Gives me a big fat 0 here, and over here gives me a 23. In question 3, we have t plus 14, negative 14 equals 8. So we have the same thing going on. It's actually t minus 14 equals 8, which means I have to add it because it's being subtracted from the t. So if it's subtracting the t, then I have to add it to get rid of it. That gives me my 0. But if I add 14 to one side, I got to add it to the other because the rule of equality, and I get 22. All right. Number 4. If this confuses me, I can always rearrange as long as everything keeps its same sign value. The k is still positive, 23 is still positive, and the negative still is on the 5. So now I can see 23 is adding to the k, so to undo it, I have to subtract it from the k. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. My answer becomes k equals a negative 28. In this one, we have the 3 multiplying to the x. The opposite of multiplication is dividing. What I do to one side, I must do the other. So that becomes a 1. I got x by itself. 3 goes into 21 7 times. In number 6, I have 14y equals negative 84. Again, I got to divide because the 14 is being multiplied. Gives me a 1 and just leaves my y. 14 can go into that, let's see. How about 6 times? So 6 times 14 will be 84. So yes, goes in 6 times, and it's going to be negative because the 14 is positive and the 84 is negative. Number 7. So I don't like the way this is written. I can rewrite it just as long as everything remains its value. K still positive, 4 still positive, 6 still positive, 14 still positive. 6 is being added to the k, so I'm going to subtract from both sides. All right, I want to come up here. K over 4. That goes to 0. 14 minus 6 is going to give me 8. Multiply both sides by 4 because 4 is dividing k. The opposite would be multiplying. These cancel, giving me a 1, so just my k. 8 times 4 is 32. We are getting towards the end, and I'm sorry if I'm talking a little fast. With these small videos, I only have a certain amount of time. of recording before I have to go to a bigger format on my computer. So I'm going to rearrange. I'm going to put my y over 9 here, my negative 13 here, and negative 24 is going to stay where it's at, but everything retains its same sign, so we're good. The 13 is being subtracted from the y, so I'm going to add it. What I do to one side, gotta do to the other. That's going to give me a 0. All right, negative 24 plus a 13 is going to give me negative 11. Right? 6. Oh, I'm not. I'm wrong. It's 9. Change colors on me. I wonder if this is what I was doing. Yep. Okay, because if I take 13 away, wait a minute. Why do I keep coming up with different answers? Sorry, I'm confusing myself. It is 11. If I subtract the two numbers, I'm going to get 11. The bigger number is negative, so it's a negative 11. Now I got to multiply both sides by 9, okay, to get rid of it here. Leaves me with a y. 9 times 11 is 99. Positive, negative, got to go for negative 99. Alright, I'm going to flip-flop everything around. As long as I keep their same signs, we're good to go. Positive, positive, positive. Everything's positive here. Everything's positive here. We're good. 2 is being added to the 5x, so I'm going to subtract it on both sides. 5x equals a 25. The 5 is being multiplied, so I am going to divide on both sides, and x is going to equal 5. All right, just a few more to do. Negative 41 equals negative 2 minus 13, and I'm going to rearrange. As long as I keep their signs the same, I can rearrange, put them anywhere I want. I'm going to even rearrange a little more than that. So it's a negative 13n here. It's still a negative 13 here, n here, negative 2 here, negative 2 here, negative 41, negative 41. Okay, so the 2 is being subtracted from the negative 13n, so I got to add it to both sides. That's going to give me negative 39. The negative 13n, the negative 13 is being multiplied to the n, so I got to divide it on both sides, leaving me just with n. 2 negatives is going to give me a positive answer, and 13 goes in the 39 3 times. All right, I'm going to rearrange this whole bad boy to something I like. The 3 is being added to the x, so I'm going to subtract it. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. It's going to give me x over 7 equals, look what happens over here, a 0, right? Isn't that weird? It turns into a 0. All right, so anything multiplied, I got to multiply by 7, but it doesn't really matter. The answer is going to stay 0. Last one, number 12. All right, I'm going to rearrange this to something I like. As long as I don't change the signs, I can do that. 5 is being added to the k over negative 6, so I need to subtract it from both sides in order to make it go to 0. It's going to give me k over negative 6 equals a negative 20. To get rid of this 6, I have to multiply negative 6 to both sides. That's just going to leave me with a k. 2 negatives make a positive. 6 times 20 is 120. All right, that's all for day 3. I'll see you back here for day 4.